All right, so wait a minute. Hold on, man, hold on. Let me stop for a minute. Hold on. Let's say, so you robbed another bank. Tell me about that. You hit another lick. I thought that was all the banks, and you after that, tell me about this one, man. What happened now?
All right, I did the 10 years in prison. And every prison I went to, I'm getting into it with other Crips. Yeah. Because, I'm banging now, I know. Yeah. So we got a lot of enemies. And I see my blood partner in there in the penitentiary. He had life. I'm like,
the cat that was in white with you?
Yeah, the cat that was in white. He had life. I'm G-Pop from from Treetop. I'm like, oh man, what's up, man? What's up? So we was in the same building and everything. So I ended up going home finally, and it was rough, man, because everything I had can fit in a small suitcase. Everything in life, I didn't have nothing. So I'm thinking, man, all that was a waste. It was a big old waste, man. I just wasted like 19 years of my life, man, in the streets, going in and out of jail, and then had nothing to show for it. So I'm living in Compton at the time, and I walked my dog, and some Bloods pulled up on me, and they was tripping. You know what I'm saying? But everywhere I go, I got either a machine gun or something heavy on me because of where I'm from and the enemies and stuff. So, they're like, yeah, blood. You know where you at, blood? This blood. I'm like, so I get mad. I'm like, yeah, I know where I'm at, but I ain't tripping. I'm safe though, homie. It's like about 8 of them in the car. They right there. I'm like, man, I'm finna drop the leash on my dog and run up to the car, start knocking. Yeah. The driver going first, man. I'm gonna dump on all y'all in the car. They like, what? You what? I said, yeah, I know where I'm at, homie, and I'm safe. Yeah. So they pulled off real slow. So I'm mad. So I go home, and I'm thinking where they from, because they had, I was in Compton, so they had different neighbors. Compton is weird.
Yeah, different hood.
Yeah, you go across the street, you're in a whole different neighborhood. Yeah. So I call my blood homie, I call his sister. And I said, tell him to give me a call, man, it's very important. He was locked up, he had life. So he called me a couple days later, I told him about it. So he laughed, he like, oh, don't trip. So he sent word out to his blood homeboys, letting them know, man, that's my partner, man, So he called me and said, is it cool if I have a couple of them come over to your house so they can see your face and stuff? I said, yeah, cool. So, they came over to my house, and I'm talking with them, some Bloods, I'm talking with them, and they was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? They just like us. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They just wear a different color. That's all. That's the only thing. So they was real cool, man. They're very respectful and stuff. So we started keeping in touch, man. And I've been knew back in YA, back in prison, that something was wrong with this gangbanging stuff. Yeah. I've been knew that because even some of the Hoovers and A-Trade gangsters when I was in prison, I ran across a gang of them. You know what I'm saying? And some of them was real cool, man. I'm like, man, these dudes is cool, but we in prison getting along. We in the same building. Yeah. So when I come home, I'm like, now I'm starting to wake up a little bit, And this one blood dude, we started hanging real tough, man. He would come over, he'd come to my house, we'd kick it right there, drank a beer and stuff. Then one day he said, man, you went to bank robbery? You went to prison bank robbery? I'm like, yeah, man. He said, let's rob a bank. I said, hell no. I got a bullet in my head, man, 2 in my chest. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm toe up, man. He said, yeah, come on, let's rob. I said, no, man. I said, I've been home 30 days. I'm on parole. I'm on high risk parole.
Let's rob another.
Let's rob another bank. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, man, man. This 2001. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's out. He like, just one. So I thought, as the days went on, times got harder for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm a grown man now, man. I ain't got nothing. I'm seeing all these pretty women. Dudes got fancy cars, and I'm like, man, I need some money. So here he go. There's just one. So I said, man, you know what? We're gonna hit one, man, and that's it, right? We're gonna hit one, that's it, right? But I'm telling myself, if I get caught, man, I'm holding court in the street, homie. Yeah. I'm not going just like the first time. I'm shoot my way out. Yeah. So I said, I said, man, be over my house at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you already had a lick in the cut up.
Already had a lick in the cut.
Oh, no.
You know, when you criminal minded, I said, if times ever get super hard, I'm going to knock this one down.
Yeah.
I already had, you know what I'm saying, 2 in the cut. And I didn't think he was going to come over to the house. Man, he was over there around 6:30. I'm like, dang, man, this dude.
For real,
he was serious. You know what I'm saying? He had a heart, man. He had heart. So I'm like, dang, man, you know, we put everything together, man, jumped in the ride, took him there, we get there. Yes, man, I'm like, and you know what's going on in my mind, because I got shot in the back of the head. Yeah. So I'm just like, man, you know, I can't turn my back. Man, we run up in there, man. I said, you just hold the door, let me get the bread. Run up in there, man, yeah. And while we inside the bank, I didn't know, the bank had like 2 doors. We inside the bank. I'm over the counter getting the money, and the lady, she get up off the ground. He at this door. She get up off the ground, and she run out this door. And she in the middle of the street.
Oh, no.
And I'm looking out the window. I'm like, oh.
It's all bad.
It's all bad, man. And I'm steady grabbing the money. You know, I'm like, man, I gotta make this count. Yeah. And I'm looking at her. She's in the middle of the street, man, with her hands there, pointing at the bank. And I'm like, oh, man. Get over the counter. I run out the door, and we get to the car, put the money up, and he burned rubber. And I'm like, no. Drive like you 85 years old, man. Yeah. So we make it back, split the money up.
Oh, you got up out of there.
Got up out of there quick. Yeah. Man, hit the freeway, get up out of here. So we made it and split the money up. I took my half, he took his half, and his sister was there. I said, you can give all the rest of that stuff you give to her. Yeah. It was like a whole bunch of 10s, 5s, and 1s. Yeah. You know, it probably about 8,000-9,000. And shoot, man, that was my partner, man. He ended up getting 25 years, man, for something else. And I moved on with my life. I didn't get the chance to spend that money because I went to jail for something else. Facing 3 strikes. Yeah. And had all that money at the house, you know what I'm saying? I went to prison. My grandmother found it, spent it, renovated her house, and moved. Yeah. So, you know, when I did 4 years off the 5, came home. And, man, ended up going back to jail for 3 years, went to the feds. I was just like playing, what's that game? What's that? Double Dutch. Yeah. I was playing double Dutch with my life, going in and out of prison. Couldn't figure it out. After I did 3 years in the feds, same penitentiary Larry Hoover is at, and El Chapo, I was up there. Yeah. Which is one of the most treacherous penitentiaries in the United States of America. Right? That's what that prison is labeled as. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, came home, you know, and started going to church. I started with this guy invited me to church, and I'm like, man, I need a better life. Yeah. You know, and then I added up, I said, man, I done gave 22 years to the prison system. 40 years gang banging in the streets. And ain't got nothing to show for it. No car, no bank account, no wife, no kids, no house, no life insurance, no 401k, no, I ain't even got a stash under the mattress. Yeah. Nothing. So I said, let me try something different. I went to church, man, and that was the best thing I could have ever did, man. My life took a turn for the best, you know, and that was back in 2013. You know what I'm saying? 2013, man. And
you went through all that.
I had to go through all that.
Hey, how was it in that federal spot you was at?
Whoa. I thought it was.
He said, whoa.
I thought it was like Disneyland. Yeah. Cause you hear, oh, the feds is kickback, this and that. Michael Vick, T.I., they laying on the grass eating ice cream, root beer floats, and so I'm thinking it's kickback. Yeah. But see, it's a trick to that. In the feds, it's only 2 levels. It's a low level and it's a high level. Ain't no in between like the state, level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So, when you get there, if you've been to prison before or you got priors, They put you on the high level.
Yeah.
Man, when I got there, the homie was like, yeah, man, get that magazine, open that magazine right there. It was in the cell, sitting on the desk. I opened the magazine, it's a knife this big. I'm like, whoa, I said, I don't need that, man. I got 6 months there. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. You know, he like, oh, no, you can't stay here without that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? He said, no, man, you can't go to the shower by yourself. You got to have 2 homies in front of the shower. You can't go use the phone by yourself. You can't go to dinner by yourself. I'm like, what? He said, man, you must don't know where you at. He said, let me show you where you at. Pulled out a little blue Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah. And it says USP Florence. That's where I was at, USP Florence. It says the most treacherous penitentiary in the United States of America. Penitentiary, not prison. The inmates run it. Yeah. Man, this dude's walking around a day room with strings hanging out their pocket. That's what the knives is tied to. Yeah. And I'm like, true. It's any little thing you do, you getting stabbed for it. Ain't no fighting. Ain't no fighting.
Did you ever have any encounters with the cats from DC?
No. But they was there.
Yeah.
The DC boys.
Yeah. And
that's all they doing is stabbing.
Yeah.
And I found it was probably about 60 of those on the yard.
I heard they deeper than everybody.
They the deepest because there's no state prison in DC. Yeah. It's all feds. Yeah. It's about 60 of them on the yard, and they tripping. Yeah. Any little thing, man. As a matter of fact, I was cool with like 2 of them. Yeah. They some real cool dudes.
Most people say that's been the feds. Like things we hear about them out here, like the conflict between brothers in Cali, DC. But a lot of people just say, man, actually them dudes is pretty cool though. They pretty cool, man. The only thing with them is if they get into it with somebody, they moving. Yeah. They gonna move. They deep and they got knives. You know what I mean? And they got and all their time is fair time. You know, feds give you a gang of time. Yeah. You know, they ain't going nowhere. They up in that joint. They up in there, man. They, you got some dudes in there, man. I met some dudes. I met the kingpin from Louisiana, man. He got 12 life sentences. This short, man, the cool. I'm like, he's so cool, man, and humble. He don't look like he'll kill an ant. You know what I mean? So I was cool with some DC dudes up in there. They cool. They, you know what I'm saying? I used to hang out with them, play dominoes and cards with them. You know, they know they ain't going nowhere. Yeah. They gonna spend the rest of their life in there. That's their life. You know, and that's almost with everybody in the feds. You pretty much. But you know, and one thing about the California, as soon as I got there, you know, it was some Hoovers there, A-Trade gangsters, 60s. Me, my homeboy from 9 over there. It's a Compton car there. The first thing they said, ain't no set tripping, homie. Yeah. We gonna get you off the yard. Yeah. You know what I mean? It ain't no set tripping. We got it. All the Crips came together. So it was about 35 Crips, 40 LA Crips, and everywhere we went together, and we moved as a pack. You know, we went to breakfast together, we went to lunch together, we went to dinner together, we went to the yard together, we went to day room together, and everybody had to have a knife. Yeah. You know what I mean? And everybody had too much time. It just me and my homeboy was the only ones going home. My son, he said, man, don't tell nobody you got 6 months. Ain't nobody going home from here, man. So, you know, but the feds, man, in the state, the highest level is the level 4. In the feds, it's like a level 10, man. Goes up.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Especially here.
Yeah. It's when I got there, 3 people got killed. Yeah, some blacks took off on the whites. They killed 2 white boys, stabbed them to death because they said, hell, Hitler got drunk and said the N-word. And then the police shot and killed the brother. So when I got there, it was all turmoil. But I'm glad I did 9 months instead of 6 months, man. And after that, I was looking for something better to do with my life, man.
So that was it right there.
That's it, man. I can't do it, man. I'm getting older, man. I ain't finna spend the rest of my life in there, man. I gave him enough.
So from there, you got out.
And this guy invited me to church.